Good morning. I'm Kat Dev, and today is April 18th. It's Saturday, and it is like 12:30 in the afternoon. I didn't even realize that I hadn't been on here in 2 weeks to do my Just Enterprise software updates that I do. I didn't even realize that it had been like it's not quite 2 weeks, but it's almost 2 weeks. I knew I wasn't going to do it 1 week, but I didn't realize it was going into 2 weeks. So I honestly didn't want to do it because of the situation with the coronavirus. Because of the situation with the coronavirus, I didn't want to do a video because I want to take time for myself. And I think that this week, like the last week, I would say April, the coronavirus started to get to me because I think my quarantine time started March 13th was the time that I started the quarantine, and then the stay-at-home orders I think came like the day after that. So I've been with the stay-at-home orders for about 5 weeks now, and last week was like the first week that I was like, okay. I just had to drop my head because I was like, I can't take it anymore. It was like too much. So I knew I wasn't going to do a video 1 week, but I didn't think I had gone into 2 weeks. But last week, like honestly, I just like stared at the wall not the whole week, but I started watching Community. That show I had never really watched it. I think I watched like the first season maybe, or like the first couple episodes. I don't know. I don't know when Community came out. Let me just look it up really quickly. Let me look it up. When did Community come out? And then I can know what I was doing at that time. But I didn't watch Community, but maybe I caught it here and there. I don't know if I just didn't have cable at that time. Might have been when I became like a cord cutter. Let's see, Community TV show. I don't know if I became like a cord cutter at that time. Let me just see. Community, the first show aired in 2009. So I probably wasn't, no, I wasn't. September 17, 2000, I wasn't. I think I had cable, but I probably was watching something else. I was probably watching like Supernatural or something at that time. That was my show at that time. So I probably wasn't into Community then. So, and then it went off the air in 2015. So I started watching it. So this week I was watching Community, and then I was doing like drawing or something. So this week, the coronavirus got to me this week. I honestly was like, I can't take it anymore. It's too much, sitting in the house and trying to find something to do and trying to keep yourself occupied literally for 10 hours a day. So I knew that I wasn't going to do the updates anyway because I just honestly didn't feel like doing it. So, but, so far the coronavirus, when I looked at the numbers, look at my phone. I think this week, on my phone, I have this smart news thing, and it has like a tab that says coronavirus, and then it gives you I'll show you right here. And then it gives you like the numbers. Let's see, the coronavirus numbers for this week. Let's see. Give you like the coronavirus numbers for this week, or no, for the day, excuse me, because it goes up so much every day. So then today, the confirmed cases are 706,856. And then unfortunately, 37,000 people have died from the coronavirus. It's such a shame. And I'm not sure if they really understand the virus just yet. So hopefully things will get better where less people will pass away from this disease, and hopefully things will, turn back to normal. Because even it started to affect me, and I don't mind sitting. I can sit in the house once I have something to do. But I think after the 5th week, it was just starting to get to me. So last week I took a break, and then hopefully I'll get on track next week. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. But and then that was it. I remember I'll have to go through my emails, but before they used to have the app where if you watch TV shows, and I have to look at it, look at my emails. I used to watch TV shows, and you would get like points, and I think it turned into like gift cards or something like that, or it somehow turned into points where you get prizes if you tweeted about, or it was like Blip or something. Let me just look at it, Google it, because I know that I probably watched Supernatural at that time. Blip, is that the name of it? It was like a app or something, and you used to like watch a TV show and you would get like points for watching TV or something like that. I don't know. So that's what I did this week. I started watching Community, and I was like drawing stuff. I honestly I did absolutely nothing this week because I took a mind break, because I was like, I can't go any further with this, and I just didn't care. I didn't give a hoot. I didn't care. So, but anyway, next week I'll get back to my Just Enterprise, because I know that people they're dying and waiting for me to talk about enterprise software. I know that this is what people are waiting for me to talk about enterprise software. But I do have to say though that honestly, like, I don't know who thought that this was a good idea, as far as, and I just want to be like frank and be very honest. Like, who thought that taking a camera without permission and putting it on someone 24 hours a day, they thought that was a good idea? Like, you know what? People have too much time on their hands. Like, whoever thought of that, like, they actually came into a room at a meeting and said, we're going to take a camera, put it on this girl, Katrina. She's popular with the scene. So we're going to take it, open it up to other people, because why? I have no idea. Honestly, I really don't understand it. I really can't even wrap my mind around it. But whoever's idea that was, their stupidity is like blinding me, because it's so stupid. Like, this is what came out of the Obama administration. Like, this is what came out of your administration. This was your like shining moment. Like, you were the first Black president, and this is what came out of your administration. It's honestly, to me, I just can't believe this guy was in for 8 years, and this is what came out of his administration, besides the insurance, the health insurance. So, like, I just can't believe that someone actually thought of that and thought that this was like, okay, we're going to do this and make this a thing. Because, like, honestly, like, I was on the radio for it's college radio, but I was still on the radio for 2 years, and like, nobody said anything to me like, hey, Katrina, like, maybe you want to do something, like, get out there and do a show or something. It wasn't even mentioned. So that's why I think that it wasn't even in the realm of possibility, because when I was out there trying to, get myself well known, no one had anything to say. It was like crickets. So I don't understand, like, what was the purpose behind it. And I think that at this point, it's okay to say, you know what, maybe it wasn't a good idea, and maybe they were wrong. I mean, it's okay to say you were wrong, because I have said I was wrong about certain things, and I've apologized. So I think it's okay, like, to bring yourself down to another level and say, you know what, like, it was wrong, and like, it just wasn't a good idea. It didn't turn out well. It just didn't make any sense. Honestly, like, nobody really got anywhere. You know what I mean? As far as humanity, like, where did humanity go? I'm just not really sure. At this point, it's just like, who cares? Like, there are so many other people out here who do a lot of amazing things, and you're focused on one person 24 hours a day. To me, it just like doesn't make any sense. Like, and I don't understand it either, because I'm just like, well, I see people on YouTube. I see, there are other actors out there. There are other people who have talents, and you just focus on one person. It becomes like a demagoguery or something like that. Like, you worshiping one person for what? And it just doesn't make any sense. So I think that it's okay to say that, maybe like Katrina's not really my cup of tea. And I think it's okay to say that I am really not everybody's cup of tea, because I'm really on the far end of the spectrum as far as like being a left a leftist or whatever how you say it, I don't know, being a Democrat and being out there, like I am all the way over to the other side of the spectrum. You know, like I do certain things that probably wouldn't mesh well with middle America or wouldn't mesh well with certain people because that's me. I'm not from middle America. I'm from Miami. So, I mean, just to give you an example, I lived on the beach, and the beach is very, I'm not going to say progressive, it's just a little bit more tolerant of different people. And that's just one city. Not to say that the whole of Miami is like that or the whole of Florida is like that. They aren't, because Florida is very conservative. So, I don't know who like put that out there that like I was representing of the whole of Florida or representing the whole of Connecticut or the whole of Black people or the whole of the scene. Everybody in the scene doesn't even like agree with everything that I do. They don't all like me or like what I stand for because everybody has their own opinions and their own ideas. So I think that at this point, it's just so dumb and ridiculous that it doesn't make any sense. And people keep trying to keep it going. Like, you just see people, like, keeping it going. Oh, my God, she's so amazing. Like, okay, fine. Okay, that's what you think. Good. Okay, so what? Okay, look, move on. Like, there's a lot of other people out here that are just as amazing. There's a lot of talented people out here that are doing just as well and have just as many talents as I do. Like, that's something that I learned like back in the 90s, that I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I'm not the prettiest, and I'm not the the most person with the most personality in the world. I learned that like years ago. That's why it's okay for me. Like, I don't care if somebody is smarter than me or has more money than me. I don't care. That it has nothing to do with me. So that's why I said, like, I think people keep trying to make it a thing, and some people are like, I don't get it. Like, I know people are just like, I don't get this girl. It's okay, because I wasn't here. When I set out to like go on the internet and like do my thing with the scene, that's all I really was interested in. I wasn't like interested in like making myself an Oprah Winfrey, because that wasn't my goal, and I'm not her. You know what I mean? People keep trying to like make it a thing, like keep making me a thing, like palpable to everyone. I'm not palpable to everyone because there's some things that I believe in that other people don't believe in. Like I don't like keep meaning to use gay people as an example, because I think that I'm talking about another human being who is a human being, and I'm not trying to like put them as an example or make them not be human, but so I honestly, at the end of the day, believe that I'm not the only person out here that is talented. And I think that to keep making it a thing is just doing a disservice to other people, and to other people who have their own thoughts and their own mind about certain things and certain things that they believe in. There's certain things that I believe in, because for me, you have to remember that my supervisors were gay men and gay women. So I'm comfortable around gay people. Some people may not be, that's them. But I'm comfortable around gay people because they were my supervisors at work. Gay men and gay women, I don't care. Like, things like that. I've never had a problem with anyone with their sexual preferences. I don't really care. So, so my views may be a little bit what people consider out there. It's not out there for me because of where I lived at, where it's not. I'm not saying it's not an issue. I'm just saying that I've probably been around more people who are gay and more people who are Hispanic. So, the Latino population is the majority. So I'm comfortable around people who speak Spanish. Like, if people start talking Spanish, it doesn't bother me because that's all I am used to. Nor am I saying that people should do what I do. Because honestly, at the end of the day, I don't give a goddamn what people do. Like, that's my thing. Like, I like being around people from, other countries and talking to people and gaining knowledge, but that's me. I'm not a demigod. I'm not into demagoguery, or you should only look at one person and this one person should be the one center and be it all. That's dangerous. That's like Hitler. Like, you should look at one person and that person is the person that everything should come from. That's ridiculous. I wasn't raised like that. I didn't go to a school like that where there was this one person that was their idea was the only idea that anybody could ever think of. No, and I don't understand that mentality. So frankly, I just honestly don't care. So that was my thing, I wanted to say today. Like this, whoever thought that this was a good idea, like I think it's at this point, like honestly, who cares? Like I don't even know how many times you're gonna look at me going to the refrigerator or going to the bathroom for the 100th time. It just like it's okay to say to yourself that honestly, maybe people followed other people and they didn't want to say that. You know what? Who cares? Like, it's okay to say you don't care about certain things. I'm not saying you're going to say, I'm going to walk around saying, oh, I don't care about people. But I think, like, some people have other better things to do. Like, and they don't want to look at me 24 hours a day. And honestly, I don't even know how you do look at it. Honestly, I really don't know how you look at me 24 hours a day or look at anybody in this house 24 hours a day, because it's just so stupid. It just doesn't even make any sense. Like, there's nothing going on here that's so remotely like the biggest thing in the world that somebody should see 24 hours a day. You can't like even make me believe that there's something going on here that is the grandest thing ever. So I think it's just time to be like, okay, like move on. Like people keep trying to make it a thing and like put me into some sphere like I'm the biggest person in the world. No, I'm not. I'm actually not, because there's a lot of people out here who have opinions and have their own ideas. I've had jobs where I work with Republicans and Democrats, or people have different religions, and we got along fine. So I think that all this like big talk about somebody's a god and somebody's trying to tell somebody what to do, and people just like make big things up because they don't have anything better to do. Like they make the mountains out of molehills, and then they overreact to stuff that you wouldn't even who could possibly overreact to something? Like who could possibly overreact to somebody drinking water? Like it's just like stuff that doesn't make any sense to me. You know what I mean? Like somebody drinking water, that means that they don't like you. It's just absurd like stuff. And like people, just people who don't have anything better to do. So that's what I thought I would say today. Like, honestly, this is not your thing. I wasn't here telling you it was a thing. I didn't care to make it a thing. Somebody else trying to make it a thing, and it wasn't anything that I had any involvement in or any control over. So there's nothing here for me to say I need help or nobody needs help. Okay, stop saying that. Like, stop saying that people need help and you need help, and it's just so stupid. Like, you mean to tell me that you don't know how to ask the person next to you? Like, you don't know how to ask your spouse for something, or you don't know how to ask your boss or something? Like, you gotta look at that's so dumb. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And like, people keep trying to like push you up and then just watch you fall. Like, it's so stupid. You know what I mean? So I just felt like I had to say that today. Like, honestly, like, come on now. Like, don't think that Katrina's the only person in the world who has an opinion. And because I don't. There's other people out here who have plenty of opinions and have plenty of things to say. And there are people that look better than me, people who dress better than me, have more money than me, or people who are smarter than me, period. I mean, I'm not saying that that's the most important thing in the world, because it isn't. But I am not the only person out here who has an opinion. I think I've said it like 500 times. And I think it's okay at this point to say, you know what? I wasn't into that in the first place. And honestly, I didn't really care. But some people don't get me because I'm not here for everybody. And I think I've said that before. They don't get it. It's okay. I wasn't trying to tell you to get it. So I don't care about any of that. And so I just wanted to say that today. And I did want to talk about the coronavirus, how it was affecting me. Like, tired of sitting in the house. So I'm not the only person that's sitting in the house. Everybody, like literally the world is sitting in the house. So I am myself, like personally, I was tired of sitting in the house, but so that's what I want to talk about this week. And next week maybe I'll get back to the IT updates or the enterprise software updates. And I just want to like reiterate, please, like, if this isn't your thing, like, don't sit around like complaining that Katrina's doing something to you. I am not the operator here, or nobody's forcing you. Like I said before, nobody's forcing you to look at me or have disdain for me, because honestly, at the end of the day, you can separate yourself. I can't. So I can't just like separate myself from this camera because it's not in my operations, to do that. So like, don't sit here and complain or say anything to me or put all the problems on me, because you don't have the power in your hands to actually do something about it. So if this isn't your thing, like I said, simply turn it off, move on with your life, and stop talking about it. If this is so bothering you, you know what I mean? So like I said, you have control over yourself. So you have a problem with something, then you should do something about it. So don't look at me like I am the problem or I'm doing something. I'm being myself, walking around doing the normal human things that I would do. So don't look at me or say that somebody's a demagogue. I honestly don't care nothing about it. So if you want to listen to me talk about the scene for the 100th time or talk about software for the 100th time, so be it. But like I said before, I'm not here for everyone. I never said I was, nor do I care to be, because that's just like being a Hitler at the end of the day, and having people believe in one thing where everybody's different. Everyone's different everybody has a different situation, how they grew up. Nobody has to be me, and I don't have to be anybody else. So I don't know where that came from, and I don't understand who started that, and like what was the purpose, like what was their goal or outcome. So honestly, I really don't know. Honestly, at the end of the day, I just hope that it's resolved, because it's just like it just doesn't even make any, at this point it doesn't make any sense to continue. It honestly doesn't. Well, that's it, and I'll get back to doing my updates next week. But I had to get that off my chest, because I was just like, who the hell thinks that I'm a demagogue? I honestly am not. Nor do I want to be in everyone's face or putting myself out there to everyone. I'm going to believe what I believe, and people have the right to believe what they believe. That's up to them. People have a choice to do whatever they want. And I just felt like it was getting like absurd that people keep trying to make it a thing. Like, what is the thing that you're trying to make a thing? Like you're saying, don't you get it? Don't you like her? People don't have to like me, and that people don't have to follow me. I don't know who keeps trying to say that, like, make it a thing. Like, you were wrong and it's over. So like, get over it. Like people saying get over it. Okay. Got over that like 10 years ago. Didn't care. Like I moved on. Like I move on easily. So getting over it to me is not like a big deal. Like people who want to keep it going, I don't, honestly, I'm pretty sure that you have better things to do with your time. The world's a big place. Hopefully when the coronavirus is over, that people are doing other things, and this is over. Like, honestly, at the end of the day, I really don't see where or how, like, you want to look at somebody 24 hours a day. I mean, honestly, that's, to me, it's absurd. And it put me in a position where people ended up, like, not liking me because they're thinking that I want all this attention. There has been no way that you think that I'm walking around here thinking that I wanted attention. I'm not really. No, that's definitely not Katrina. And it put me in a position where people like didn't like me because they're thinking that like I was some kind of attention getter. You have never seen me go out and try to get attention. Basically at the end of the day, there's three things. I talk about the scene, I talk about music, I talk about technology, and like social issues. Sometimes I talk about that. That's basically it. That's my shtick. So if that's what you want to do it. I'm going to be me at the end of the day. I'm not here for everyone, nor did I say I was here for everyone. So I don't know who started that or who keeps continuing it. I think at the end of the day, just like let it go and like move on with your life. Because I think that it's to the point where it's such a distraction that it doesn't even work because it's such a distraction. So I just hope that, people have a good week. Like, don't overblow situations or turn it into like the biggest thing, because it's actually not. And nobody here is against you or saying that they are against you, or my actions are not against anyone. So I think that some people get my sense of humor, and probably people who have known me, they get my sense of humor and they probably just laugh at me because they know that that's me being me. And then some people, they take it like, they get so offended and so take it so personal because they don't know me. Because you don't know me. That's the thing. and stop trying to say that I know her or whatever. Who cares? What are you trying to know me for? Like, don't know yourself. Like, honestly, I don't get it. I really don't. I just don't. Like, who cares? Like, okay, like, move on. Like, okay, we get it. We got it. It's over. Okay, you want to know? You know. Okay, we got it. You know me. Okay, like, who cares? Okay, move on. It's 2020. Time to do other things. Like, I'm trying to get my VR thing set up. I don't give a goddamn about none of this stuff. So please. So at the end of the day, hope that people have a good week. Like, please just like don't overreact and like don't make things mountains out of molehills. You know, like somebody says candy. Oh my gosh, she's telling everybody to eat candy. Or oh my god, no, I'm gonna go buy as much candy as I want. I'm gonna eat as much as I want. And like I said, please just like worry about yourself. I think at this time, because of the coronavirus, people need to like focus on themselves. And because at the end of the day, if you're sitting here for 5 weeks looking at me and you haven't been doing anything with yourself, how does that pan out? It's wasting time. People have other things to do with their life. I'm sure they're not. I hope that people aren't looking at me. And honestly, I'm sick of myself. So if I'm sick of it, I know people are just like who cares? I don't. I think that there are more important things in the world. There are way more important people in the world, or just as important. So, honestly, I just had to say that today because I just don't want that to keep going where it's a thing. Like, stop trying to make it a thing. It's not a thing. Nobody cares. Okay, thank you and have a great week. Thank you. Bye-bye. Cat Dev signing off.